Hello and a very warm welcome to this special presentation as we look ahead to the big match that is coming up tonight. It is Pakistan versus New Zealand, a buoyant Pakistan team after having handed a 10-wicket win or loss to India are now looking forward to doing the same against New Zealand because they are also looking at it as a grudge match. Remember that New Zealand were in Pakistan to play a series but went back without having played a single game due to a perceived security threat. Pakistan were not too happy with that. In fact, Rajah, the chairman of PCB, came out and said, this is ridiculous. There is absolutely no security threat. And then after that, the repercussions were sort of felt when England also withdrew from a tour. So this is, in fact, a grudge match. Kane Williamson has denied it, but Nikhil Narayan is here with me. Nikhil, Kane Williamson can say it is not a grudge match, but for Pakistan, it will be one.
It is a grudge match. When Sharjah, in as many words, said, now we have three adversaries, referring to India, and added England and New Zealand to the list. It is a grudge match. Pakistan are not happy with what New Zealand did, and therefore Pakistan are going to come out all guns blazing, confidence high after that win against India. New Zealand, are on the back foot.
Also joining me is Shubhan Chakravarti from Dubai, and the news that we're getting is that Lockie Ferguson, one of the key bowlers for them, their opening bowler, will not be available for the tournament because of a calf tear. Adam Milne, he has been drafted in. So how much of an impact will that make? And what more can we get to know from Dubai? Let's find out from Shubhan. Shubhan, this is a big blow, in fact, given that Lockie Ferguson was their in-form bowler. He'd bowled well in the IPL as well, 13-odd wickets in the matches that he'd played for Kolkata Knight Riders. Big blow for them.
Absolutely, Meha. I think I'm right now sitting inside the press box watching the South Africa versus West Indies match. But we just got the news that Lockie Ferguson has been ruled out due to a calf tear, and he has been ruled out for the entirety of the tournament and will be replaced by Adam Milne. Of course, Lockie Ferguson knew these conditions pretty well because of his experience for playing for Kolkata Knight Riders in the IPL 2021. And given his experience, I think Lockie Ferguson has always been a key bowler for New Zealand in the white ball formats, and it is a huge blow given that his Yorkers, his pace, express pace, has won so many matches for New Zealand, and I think Kane Williamson and the New Zealand team management will be absolutely gutted about this news and development.
Also joining us is Ashar Zaidi from Canada, a senior journalist. Ashar bhai, बढ़िया खबर आती जा रही है. अब एक तरफ से अगर आप देखें तो Kane Williamson already nursing that elbow injury. We don't know how that is, and now the news that is coming in that Lockie Ferguson is not part of the tournament.
Well, I think Heavens are very happy with Pakistan, and from the day one, everything is happening, is falling in place for Pakistan. And in the start, when you use the word grudge, I think there is no better word to define the sentiments in Pakistan. Yes, we won against India. Yes, playing with India is another emotional game. But coming to this tournament and this match especially, don't take it like Pakistani people are no less fuming with New Zealand as compared to India or any other team. There is a lot of grudge. People were not at all happy when the sad incident happened just few hours before the game. So the sentiments are very high. People are really glued to the TV, and they want New Zealand to lose this match. And as you must have seen in Kane Williamson's press conference yesterday, that they were saying that don't take the grudge out on us, and we totally understand that it's not the players' fault. But when you step into the ground, I don't think that's going to count too much. People want New Zealand to lose this match, and win for like 10 wickets or something is really going to be what Pakistani fans are looking for.
Let's in fact listen into what Kane Williamson had said on the eve of this match.
Situation, and I know the team that were there were very much looking forward to the occasion and playing cricket over in Pakistan, and it was a real shame that it wasn't able to go ahead. Having said that, I suppose the focus now is here at the T20 World Cup, and no doubt after last night's performance. Pakistan have some momentum and are feeling pretty good about their cricket, but there are also a lot of good relations within the two teams over the years. We've played a lot against each other, and a number of players have played with each other as well. So I'm sure it'll be played in the right spirit, but no doubt Pakistan will be well supported, as they always are here in the UAE.
Ashibhai, one of the biggest challenges for Pakistan, yes, I know they were buoyed by that 10-wicket win against India, but the biggest challenge right now for them would be to stay grounded.
Definitely, that has been a problem all through the years. And as we were discussing yesterday, you might have seen that clip going viral that just after the game, not even before going to the hotel, just after the game in the dressing room, Babar Azam was standing there like a true leader and telling his guys to just like calm down.
Yes.
What has happened has happened. You have made history by defeating India, fine, but that's past. Tomorrow's a new game. We are here to win the World Cup, not just the game against India. So Babar is trying his best to keep the team down. And you must have also heard Matthew Hayden's interview and some of the fabulous things he said. And one of the things that he was impressed was again, Pakistan team's very humble approach. And I think that is the main thing. One good reason why Pakistan should win this World Cup and the coming encounters is because they're trying to keep it humble. In the past, yes, it has always been a problem. Like you must have heard Sehwag saying that Pakistan always made tall claims that we are going to do this, we are going to do that.
Yes.
That's good for headlines, but not for good for team spirits. But this time, they're keeping it humble, and I would say this could be their biggest strength.
Also, the head-to-head record, Nikhil. I mean, Pakistan downright favourites going into this match, given that, especially in UAE, out of the 7 matches that they've played, 6 have been won by Pakistan.
Absolutely. The overall head-to-head record is 14-10 of the 24 matches between the two times, 14-10 to Pakistan. Pakistan leads 6-3 since 2018, and as you mentioned, Meha, 6-1 in UAE. That is the one which matters. 6-1 in UAE. Clearly, Pakistan adopted home. They know the conditions. They're used to the heat and humidity. The spinners do well here. The batsmen do well here. So, advantage Pakistan big time with respect to the conditions.
Also, the fact, Shubhayan, the way they won the match against India, it was a perfect win. Their bowlers did everything right. The batsmen, then Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam, just making sure that they didn't err at all. And that was the difference. And I think that's what New Zealand will be very off, because when you have a Shaheen Shah Afridi bowling like the way he did against India, and for New Zealand, who will depend largely on Kane Williamson and Martin Guptill, it is not going to be easy for them.
Absolutely, Meha. I think they are 12th match unbeaten. They are in a 12th match unbeaten streak in the UAE. So they would be absolutely willing to continue with this record. But and of course, Lockie Ferguson being ruled out is a huge blow for New Zealand. And to remind to all our viewers that Kane Williamson is also not fully fit. In the pre-match press conference, he did say that his elbow has again flared up. His elbow has been troubling him for a couple of years now. So I think Kane Williamson not in his perfect fitness can make a huge difference in the scheme of things. And of course, Pakistan, after that win against India, the way they dominated and the first ever win in the World Cup platform, I think that will give them a massive confidence also. And mind you that this is going to be New Zealand's first match in the T20 World Cup. So the momentum advantage is with Pakistan here, not with the New Zealand.
All right, let's also take a look at the key players to watch out for, and Nikhil can take us through that. Nikhil, first, should we begin with Pakistan?
Yeah. I mean, the 3 musketeers, the 3 champions of the last win against India, Babar Azam, Rizwan and Afridi. We'll start with Babar Azam. He's the highest run getter in T20I since 2018. He has an average of 55 in wins since 2018. He played a brilliant not against India in the previous match. Babar Azam is basically, their trump card with the bat. If Babar Azam scores 50 plus, they win more than 75% of their matches. So Babar Azam is the batsman to watch out for Pakistan. He is more than a batsman for them. He's their captain. I mean, basically, he's their Virat Kohli and more.
And on top of that, Babar Azam is getting the toss right, Ashabhai. Every time they have won the toss, they've opted to bowl first. And the change is that, yes, Adam Milne has been drafted in, but Tim Southee has come in with Trent Boult. And let's take you through the playing 11. New Zealand's playing 11 will begin with Martin Guptill, Daryl Mitchell, Kane Williamson, Devon Conway, Glenn Phillips, Jimmy Neesham, Tim Seifert, Mitchell Santner, Ish Sodhi. Very crucial how Mitchell Santner will bowl in the middle overs. There is Tim Southee, as I said, and Trent Boult. Let's also take you through Pakistan's playing 11. There's Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman, Mohammad Hafiz, Shoaib Malik, Asif Ali, Imad Wasim, Shadab Khan, Hassan Ali, Haris Rauf and Shaheen Afridi. So, एक चीज़ तो हो गई पहले ही कि जहाँ पे टॉस इतना मायने रखता है वहाँ पे पाकिस्तान have gone on to win the toss and they've opted to bowl first. That's one thing. But like I was telling Nikhil, Arshabhai, everything seems to be falling in place for Pakistan. Everything was perfect in the last game. And if they continue from there on, New Zealand, be wary.
Well, as I said, it looks like heavens are happy with Pakistan. They want Pakistan to win. And today I was seeing a stat, I'm not sure if it went through with you, that the first test match Pakistan was won against India, that was in October months. So we want again with India, we have a chance to beat New Zealand today. So October is turning out to be a happy hunting month for Pakistan cricket. Now, but let's put it this way. We are talking about the three musketeers, as you guys said it. I love the terminology. But there are lots of other musketeers waiting in the line to draw out their swords. Remember, even Shadab and Hassan Ali can hit huge sixers. They're like pertinent 15-20 run players. So you have a very balanced Pakistan side. And we have been saying that throughout the history, this has to be probably one of the most strongest Pakistani outfit to take the field. But having said that, this is a Sharjah ground. It's a smaller ground. You all must have seen it. It's easier to hit boundaries over here. And nothing to take away from New Zealand. This is their first match. They might have one or two nickels in their team, but this is a very good team. You can't take anything away from it. And the best thing we love about New Zealand is that they never give up. They fight till the last moment. You won't see their shoulders going down or whatever. They might win, they might lose, but they're going to fight till the last moment. So we cannot take New Zealand easily. Yes, we have a better record against them. Yes, they might not be the top notch in T20.
True.
Sharjah is us. Everything is again in Pakistan's favor. But to take any complacent in this match would be a very foolish thing. And I'm sure Pakistan will be very wary of that.
Also the fact that, you look at the Pakistan bowling and you compare it to New Zealand's, you do see that Pakistan, of course, you have Shaheen Afridi and Hassan Ali, Haris Rauf, but you see quite a balanced bowling lineup when it comes to New Zealand as well. And also another thing, Nikhil, is that they tend to up their game in ICC tournaments.
Absolutely. I mean, they have Trent Boult, they have Tim Southee. I mean, they have a very, potent and effective bowling lineup which covers all bases. And as you mentioned, they always punch above their weight. I mean, WTC, they won the Test Championship.
That's
they
right.
were the finalists in 2019. They were the finalists in the 2015 World Cup. They're always punching above their weight. So, yeah, I mean, that's kudos to New Zealand.
Okay, so Shubhayan has left us. He has to go join for a press conference. But let's also talk about the key players to watch out for from the New Zealand side. Lockie Ferguson, one of the key players we know in form, had done well for Kolkata Knight Riders as well. And just a very good T20 bowler, has a brilliant strike rate. He's out.
He's out.
But the other players?
Martin Guptill will be a key, Meha, at the top of the order. He is the highest run getter for New Zealand in T20I cricket. He has a strike rate of 150 since 2018 for New Zealand, which is absolutely brilliant. And his strike rate, very interestingly, and this will be very crucial against Shadab Khan if he bowls in the power play. His strike rate against leg spin is 155, which means he's a good player of leg spin bowling, not against slow left arm orthodox. So he may have trouble against Imad Wasim, but his strike rate against leg spin is really good.
The other thing, Ashabhai, is this Kane Williamson, the dependency that New Zealand have on Kane Williamson, and the fact that his injury is still not okay. He talked about that in the press conference as well. He said it's a work in progress. How much of that will impact New Zealand?
Well, as I studied the Kiwi players, they're very professional and they would have a lesser experience but a fit player in the field as compared to an experienced but an unfit player. So if Kane is playing there, I'm sure the doctors and the physios have gone through and they have given him a green signal to go and bat. Yes, just like Pakistan, we depend a lot of Babar Azam and Rizwan. They depend a lot on Kane Williamson. But as I said, this is a small ground. The boundaries are short, and it's all about picking the momentum. And this gentleman that you just showed, Martin Guptill, my word, if he gets going, and it's just like 3 or 4 overs, if he gets the ball in the middle of the bat and he can like swing his bat on the covers on the leg side to Shaheen Afridi, other bowlers, you might have a game at your hands. So as I said, and we saw in the last game, that T20 is a very funny game. You go back to the previous game, it was just 2 Shaheen brillies that just disturbed the game. It could be any way. Maybe 2 sixers in first Shaheen over could swing the momentum towards New Zealand. So let's just wait for the moment. But yes, I would again say that psychologically, you would say Pakistan are in a much better and comfortable position. We have a very good balanced bowling attack. Shaheen Afridi, Hassan Ali, Rauf, we are talking about. Let's not forget Hafiz, like the anchor role he's playing, and his ability to pick up that crucial wicket here and there. That is what makes the difference. So overall, it's a balanced team. I am looking for a very well-contested match, not like the previous one.
Okay, but also one of the things is with Pakistan and the first game is that yes, Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam finished the game, but that also meant that the others didn't get any time in the middle. So if that happens, if Pakistan ends up losing early wickets, ends up losing their openers early, then there is a chance there for Pakistan to make that breakthrough.
That is the only sort of weak chink in Pakistan's lineup. If they lose Azam and Rizwan early, then although they have the experience, they necessarily don't have the form. I mean, Hafiz, Malik have the experience, but they are not what they were before. So that is the only problem. The dependency on Babar Azam and Rizwan is a lot. And if both of them fail, then Pakistan is tested.
What do your numbers tell us about what should New Zealand do to win this match?
What should New Zealand do to win this match? New Zealand need to get
you have keys to success.
Keys to success, but
yes.
I'll discuss that. But they need to dismiss Babar Azam and Rizwan in the power play.
Okay. And can you tell us the keys to success for the teams?
Yeah, the keys to success are, it's actually interesting. For Pakistan, the keys to success are if Azam scores 50 plus, they win around 73% of their matches.
Okay.
If Rizwan scores 30 plus, they win again 73% of their matches. If Shaheen Afridi picks 2 plus wickets, which he's now regularly picking, Pakistan win 80% of their matches. 16 out of 20 matches they won when he's picked 2 plus wickets in a match. For New Zealand, Martin Guptill, when he scores 50 plus, they win 75% of their matches. When Saudi picks 2 plus wickets, they win around 66% of their matches. And when Conway scores 30 plus, they win 71% of the matches. So
also important will be the role of Mitchell Santner and Ish Sodhi. Isn't that so, Ashraf bhai? The role that Imad Wasim has for the Pakistan team, you know, the way we saw that Imad Wasim quietly slipped in 2 nice tight overs in the power plays. That's something that Mitchell Santner would look to replicate.
Definitely a sleeping weapon that we have. You don't notice him much, but at the end of the day, he makes a crucial impact in the game. Okay, now when you were talking, and by the way, I love the stats that you guys are presenting, and stats are always mind-blowing. One player that could play a vital role in this game and the games to come is Asif Ali. The reason he has been brought in the team is for pinch hitting. There's another guy sitting on the bench. You might not have seen much of him. His name is Haider Ali. So both these guys are known to throw the ball out of the ground, and they probably are just waiting for their chance. Yes, Babar and Azam and Rizwan, they've recently been playing so much that the other guys are just sitting back and clipping their nails. They haven't had much to do. So these two players, as I said, Haider Ali, if he gets chance later on, and Asif Ali, he is the guy, I would say the old Hardik Pandya that you had in your team, and he would like come in and change the game. So that guy has that ability. Yes, Imad Wasim is playing a very critical role. And at one end where Shaheen Afridi comes in and bangs the ball, on the other end, he just slows things down and makes it very difficult for the batsman to judge and sort of make their strategy. So as I said, and again, cricket is a very funny game. Pakistan cricket has always been very funny. Just few days ago, we were all skeptical that what Pakistan team is going to go and do in the tournament. Harbhajan was saying that we should have a walkover. And suddenly, just after one game, and as I see in news reports and everywhere else, Pakistan cricket is being, the danger of this tournament. Even Shane Warne is saying that I'm putting them as a favorite. So it's a very funny game, and I'm sure sentiments in India are very against the team. but you guys have a match on Sunday. Maybe winning against New Zealand, the whole momentum can shift on. So it's a very funny game. I'm enjoying this moment.
You know what is also ironic though is, Ashraf, sorry to cut you in, but what is also ironic is that India would actually want Pakistan to win this match.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is a good thing. That is a very good thing, and good for a change. We like that. And as I said,
because it'll help us then stay in the race, or at least in that sense.
Yes, definitely.
It'll help us. Yes,
and I think what I've been hearing a lot from Indian friends, and I'm sure you guys must be thinking on it too, is that we want a Pakistan-India final now. And it should be a revenge time. We want them to come again. It's going to be wonderful for the broadcasters, people like me and you. And I think fans would have another chance for a great match.
Yes, absolutely. But another thing that fans would be looking forward to is that another big night from Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam. Nikhil, one of the things that I was seeing was that Mohammad Rizwan was actually promoted up the order in the series against New Zealand last year. And since then, everything changed for him, because before that, he was averaging around 19. And since that series, and he scored an 89 in one of the dead rubbers, but since that series, his average is around 87. So a lot of that turnaround for Mohammad Rizwan started from his matches against New Zealand.
Absolutely. It's like, it's the story of Sehwag and Rohit Sharma. When they were batting in the middle order, they were decent. When they were sent to open, they revolutionized, opening in all formats. So especially Rohit Sharma in Test cricket now. So it's the same story for Rizwan.
Also the win percentage we have here, 61%. Nikhil says his numbers, all the number crunching that he's done. Go ahead, 61% for Pakistan.
This is based on a number of factors, as team strengths, also taking into consideration, this is an important factor, Pakistan's win-loss ratio in UAE specifically, and the head-to-head. So according to that, it comes out to Pakistan 61%, New Zealand 39%. But now that Pakistan have won the toss, that is not factored in. I think I will go with 70-30 to Pakistan.
Ashraf bhai, हमें ये सब numbers की ज़रूरत नहीं, हम वैसे ही बोल देते कि आप बोलेंगे 100-0. I will say 70-30 after that. What do you say?
I will just reverse your numbers. I would say 70% Pakistan has the chance they'll win. And now, just one more thing. I want to ask Nikhil, what do you have for breakfast? I mean, look at your memory. Where do you come up with all these numbers?
I
want to have that secret recipe.
Ashraf bhai, some of them they come from within. Some of them I also have a paper in front of me. I'm not a robot, so I do refer to the paper below.
The humility of the man. Hanji.
Exactly.
Hanji, Ashraf bhai.
One important thing about Rizwan, I would like to add, if you could give me a minute for that. Now, wicket keeping in Pakistan has been a very interesting thing. We always had one world-class keeper in the team, and he would actually eat up 10 good wicket keepers, starting from Wasim Bari. Then we had Moeen Khan, we had Rashid Latif, we had Kamran Akmal, we had Sarfraz, and the other keepers would be warming the bench for years and years. So Rizwan, he sat out for years and years for Sarfraz, just like Sarfraz sat down years and years for Kamran Akmal. So this is a very interesting situation. So when Rizwan got the chance, my boy, he made sure that he makes most of it. And going back to the New Zealand series you talked about, do you remember that test match innings? They couldn't save the match, but they played wonderfully, Rizwan and Fawad Alam, where Fawad Alam scored the century. And that is where we saw Rizwan develop into a very mature batsman. So all the years that he sat on the bench waiting for the chance, when he got it, he made sure I'm not going to waste a single moment. Although he still has a lot of respect for Sarfraz, the entire team calls Sarfraz Kaptan with a K, not with a C. They all respect him. But yes, I mean, only the fittest and the most perfect one can fight in the middle. So Rizwan's is a story of a lot of struggle, lot of endeavor, lot of self-belief and hard work. So that is what has brought him up.
And it is showing now. And it is role model. Absolutely, and it is showing now in the way that he's batting. He's got a balanced head on his shoulder, and he also complements Babar Azam very well, as two partners. But thank you so much, Ashraf bhai, for joining us. Thanks, Nikhil, as well. That's it on this preview show. We are looking forward to the big match between Pakistan and New Zealand. We'll be here with all the updates. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.